Greetings. Today I'm going to talk about the idea of full and empty, or substantial, insubstantial, which is an incredibly important idea in the practice of Tai Chi Chuan. Everybody knows about it in Tai Chi Chuan, but let's take it to a little bit of a deeper level. So if I'm standing here in my mooji posture, I have 50-50, even amount of weight. There's neither substantial or insubstantial. That's what gives me my mooji posture, right? Neither full nor empty, either way. But as soon as I begin my Tai Chi practice, I'm going to move my weight onto one leg, and I'm going to be substantial, insubstantial, full, and empty, so to speak. But just because you moved your weight there doesn't necessarily mean it's full or empty. So as an example, I can bring my leg up getting ready to kick, and we'd say, obviously, this is full and this is empty. So this must be, because this leg's off the air, I have 100% of my weight here, this must be empty, this must be full. But sometimes that's not the case. The idea is we must also bring the energy there. We have to use our intent to empty the leg. So if I want to truly make this happen, I have to really fill this leg with my mind. So let all my energy go there. This has to empty, empty, empty as it comes up. It has to be completely empty as I bring that leg up. And if you try it without doing that, so go ahead and stand on one leg. Now bring your leg up without thinking about it, and notice the way that that leg feels as you do that. Now bring it back down, okay? Now, this time I want you to really sink your mind into that weighted leg and just let this leg float up. The more this leg comes up, the more you sink into this leg. And notice how much easier it is. And if you didn't feel that right away, don't worry about it. Really practice that idea of emptying it with your mind as much as with the actual physical weight. So it's the same thing when I move from one side to the next. I don't want to just bring my weight there. So again, do this with me. You have your weight in the center. Now move your weight to one leg. It doesn't matter which one. And just move your weight there. Now you say, okay, I have more weight here and less weight here. This must be full, this must be empty. This leg is engaged, muscles are engaging, this one are not as much, right? Now come back to the center. Now this time what I want you to do is to really settle your mind as if you're pouring from a full cup to an empty cup, and settle that water, that mind, down into this leg. And notice how much more relaxed this leg is and how much more stable this leg is. So now come back again like a full cup to an empty cup. So this is your full cup, your empty cup, and now you're filling this one leg with your mind as much as the moving your center of gravity. So this leg becomes very relaxed. So you can just practice that back and forth in this way. You can do it forward, back, side to side. Now at the beginning, the energy comes up and down, like this, right? After a while, it stops coming up as high. It'll maybe make it to the knees, and then through the ankles, and eventually, as you practice this idea of really settling into that leg, the energy will stay under the ground. So it'll go from the bottom of the foot, under the ground, to the bottom of the other foot. This isn't something you can do purposefully. It's really something that just needs to develop over time. So really just begin. If you haven't done this practice, settle into the leg, empty this leg with your mind. And then as you move, you're just moving that energy and settling it into this leg. Just keep practicing that. Eventually it'll go deeper and deeper into the ground until eventually you always have this connection into the ground. So this is the lower part of the body, and you can obviously do this when you move forward and back in your form as well. So when you come back, you're emptying this cup, filling this cup, settling into that leg. So this leg's very relaxed. So insubstantial, substantial. So it's not just a physical moving of your center of gravity or engaging leg muscles. It's about moving the energy through your body. It makes a huge difference, and you'll see this as you practice. Now that's just the lower body. What about the upper body? Because we have to be balanced in Tai Chi. We have to find a balance. So in the lower body, we feel it by moving the center of gravity. We feel it by the muscles engaging. But in the arms, we don't have that ability. because we don't have the pressure onto them. So what we need to do is use our mind completely with the arms. So what I want you to do is stand with your feet a little bit narrow, not too narrow, just a little bit. Get into mooji posture. So very relaxed, even stance. Now what I want you to do is to fill one leg. Doesn't matter which one. Go ahead and fill one leg, empty the other. So it's a small movement. Now what I want you to do is fill, if I filled my left leg, I want to fill my right arm with my mind. As if I'm holding, as if my arm just became filled with concrete and my left arm is lighter than air. And notice the way that feels in your body. You feel everything will move to this side of your body. Now come to the other side, so you're going to empty this leg, fill this leg, settling into it. This leg's becoming empty. Now I want this arm, the same one that's full, to become like concrete, or you're holding concrete, whatever works for you. This arm very relaxed. And notice how everything is moving over. Now come back to the center again. So what we just did is what we don't want, because that's double weighted, but I feel it's important to feel that. So now once again, move your weight, full here, empty here in the legs. Now do the opposite with your arms. So if your left leg is full, make your right arm full, like it's filled with concrete. The other arm very light. So this is empty, this is empty. This is full, this is full. And notice the way that feels. Now once again, move to the other leg. So you're filling one, and when you get there, fill the opposite arm. This is called crossing the Great River, the microcosmic orbit. So it's like you're creating an X in the body. So one leg is full, the opposite arm is full. And it's 100% in your mind. So you could just do that, moving back and forth. Pay attention to the legs first, and then the arms. And eventually, they will happen at the same time. So if you step in to ward off, whatever you're ward off, if it's here or wherever, it doesn't matter to me. Now, notice which leg is full. Your front leg is full, back leg is empty. Now, we know it's a 70-30 stance, but it's still, this is substantial, this is insubstantial. So if this is substantial, the opposite arm is substantial. So this arm becomes very heavy and full. This arm very light. And notice the way that feels, right? Notice the way that feels when you get there. Now go ahead and turn around, whatever your posture is, and get into your single whip. Again, full and empty. Now just to feel the difference, if this is your full leg, this is your empty leg, or your less substantial leg, make this your full arm and notice the way it feels. So just take a moment with your mind and fill your left arm and your left leg. And notice the way that feels. I feel like I'm almost going to fall down in this, or I feel like I'm on my way. But now, make this arm full, and this arm empty. And feel the balance, the equilibrium that creates within your body. And you can practice this on every movement in your form. Now I really recommend, don't do it in the transitions yet. Don't do it in your just do it in your posture. When you get there, check yourself. Notice you're full and empty, and then adjust your arms accordingly. Now the legs, I want you to do it as you are making your transitions. You really need to focus on that very even, smooth filling and emptying of a cup. But wait until you get to your postures to adjust your arms. And over time, it'll start becoming a natural thing where you will naturally do it. But if you try to do it too soon, it'll be very, very confusing, and you won't get as much out of it. The idea is you're looking to understand the way it feels. That's the most important part of this, is noticing the way it feels, that sense of equilibrium, of that X balancing us out within that with the microcosmic orbit in the center. So no matter what posture you're in, even if I'm just standing here like this, I want to understand, okay, I'm full and empty. So this isn't even a Tai Chi posture. Oh, but now it becomes a Tai Chi posture. Now if I fill this arm, I'm going to have this feeling to me. But if I fill this arm, now I have a sense of equilibrium, empty this arm. Okay, so this is something that you can work on with full and empty within your Tai Chi form.